Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for another Wichita Postcard of the Week. We've we've talked to two other collectors the last couple of weeks, and this is my contribution to my celebrating National Postcard Week, May 1 through May 7, 2022. And this postcard shows Joyland Amusement Park located at 1515 East Central. And that's east of the downtown and just on the south side of the street and very close to New York Street today. But this is a location, it was a half block size. It's in there with apartment homes and so forth in the area. And there used to be an awning company across the street and different places like that. But what we're looking at is kind of a unique picture of Joyland Amusement Park, something that I had not seen before, but I discovered when I was going through family papers and stuff after my parents passed away. And I found this. It was a newspaper clipping, a clipping of an advertisement, pretty good size, several columns wide, that they had in the newspaper. Well, I could tell from the selvage on the edge of the paper that it was from the Wichita Beacon, but I had no idea when. And so, like I often do, when I have trouble with the Wichita history, I go to my friend Jim Mason or Mike Maxon, and Mike is the one who came to my rescue this time. He looked at both sides of this clipping and found an advertisement on the other side of this Joyland ad indicating a Ruskin Brothers Realtors ad. And then he went back and he discovered that this was in the June 12, 1948 Wichita Beacon issue. So it's the summer of 48, and it's the year before the second Joyland opened in 1949 at 2801 South Hillside. So it's during the time right before that other park, and there was maybe a couple of years in there where there were two Joylands. But this is the one that so many of my era remember going to as little kids. It's like I say, a bird's eye view. You see the here in the front part of it, you see the Ottaway steam train, about 4 or 5 coaches there. There's the little train booth to get train tickets and so forth there in the right foreground. Behind that is a merry-go-round, a smaller merry-go-round than what they had at the 2801 South Joyland that has since been given to Botanica by Margaret Nelson and her family. And that's been restored and there for everybody to enjoy at Botanica here in Wichita. You see in kind of the center in the background a smaller and a larger Ferris wheel, and then to the left you see a Dodgem car. That's the Bump'em cars. That's the it was a big kick. It was a lot of fun. And after they got both parks open and they had been able to sell this land to somebody, they had to move everything off. And so they actually took saws and cut that Dodgem building in half and moved it to the 2801 South Hillside location, put the halves back together, and that was the Dodgem ride that was there for years and years and years, right next to the Wacky Shack that gets a lot of attention today. To the left foreground, there was, you can hardly see it here, but I can remember the Fairchild family. Mr. and Mrs. Fairchild had live ponies where you would go around the ring and ride your pony. That was the first time that I had been on a pony, and as a little kid, it was just great. I would have been about 5 years old at this time that this picture was taken. In the lower left corner of the advertisement, it's kind of cool because it says Joyland ticket sales, Joyland tickets make ideal gifts for kiddies' birthdays, parties, and so forth. You got 11 tickets for 99 cents. And I'm not sure how that worked out if you used one ticket per ride or if some rides took two tickets. I don't remember that. But anyway, it was a big draw and a big thrill. This is right after World War II. So men were coming home from the service. They had all of these aircraft plants and supporting industries here in town. And there wasn't a lot to do for families. And if you take a glass and look at this picture closely, the men were all wearing suits and dress shoes, and the kids were in like church clothes. And a lot of times they did come here after church on Sunday to ride and have a big time. But this is a historical, I like to think of it as a historical postcard from Wichita, something that's not been on a postcard until now. And so it's kind of a keeper for my collection, and I hope you'll like it for yours. If you're not a member of the Wichita Postcard Club and don't see me, I'll be glad to give you one. Message me on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll don't forget your mailing address, and I'll be glad to mail you one in an envelope to protect it from the mailing scuffs and so forth. Well, that's my story for this week, and happy National Postcard Week, May 1 through May 7th, 2022. Take care and thank you. Bye-bye.